Morning, good morning. What's going on? What's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the ride. The byproduct, I guess, of the big time show. It's really all in one. I just called this, of course, the ride. You know, I'm on my way to work, not driving yet. I'm parked because I'm sharing. Hope that you guys that have considered joining me this morning, I hope you guys would number one come in and hit the like button. Hope you guys would do that for me. I appreciate that. Hit that like button right now. Smash it if you can. However many people are in here, or if there's anybody here, I can't even see that. Hit the like button for me. Share it. Also, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can, if you want to contribute early in the morning to the podcast, you can by simply hitting that super chat button on YouTube. You can become a member of the Big Time Show as well. You need to hit that option and see if you like it or not and move on from there. Then, of course, if you're on Facebook, you hit those stars for me if you so desire. If not, if you don't do that, just hit that like button for you, boy. How about that? Hit that like button. I want to come this morning and talk to some of you who are willing to listen, of course, about some things personally that I want to see in order for me not to have a different tone when it comes to the Cowboys. If you saw me last night, I had a great show with DC Universe, Amp, Lose Takes, Star, Boss, and Jay Tuck came in. Uh, we all pretty much trying to figure this thing out or what we can do to make our team uh, get back into the well, they're already in the fight, truth be told, but it's just a dead type cemetery like feeling surrounding our franchise day. It's kind of like Baltimore is 1-2, but their 1-2 seem like it's a whole lot more different than our 1-2. You know, there's hope for Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore Ravens have a lot of hope. They when we look at our 1-2, it's like we almost like getting ready for the draft. You know what I'm saying? Don't you see what I'm talking about? It, it's really different. Um, it really is. I'm sorry. Hello to all of you that's on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. I believe that's where we're sending the message to today. So a game like our game this Sunday night becomes tremendously important, right? For several reasons. It's the chance, of course, to go to 2-2. You feel a whole lot different by going 2-2. You shut down some of this. Uh, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying it'll feel totally different. There's a different narrative that you would have to give the Cowboys if they pull it off Sunday night. And I understand injuries and all that type of stuff. Look, I've seen other teams with injuries and they still win. So I'm not leaning on the injury bug. I know who's not playing. I understand that, but that's why you have depth. And I've seen teams lose their superstars and still pull off and win games. So I really don't even want to hear it. The 49ers give you that perspective right then. They lost Kittle, they lost Brock Purdy, they've lost their running backs. I mean, they lost some linemen. They still 3-0. I don't care I don't care. I'm not one to lean on excuses. I'm not saying that some of the injuries are majorly important. They are. Anytime you lose a CeeDee Lamb, that's important. I get it. Anytime you lose your two starting offensive linemen, that's important. I get it. But the other teams have done it too. Two things can be true at one time. I've seen little teams lose important guys, all pros, pro bowlers, and still win the next week. So I just don't have that in me. If everybody's professional and then we all lean on the moniker that anybody could be beat on any given Sunday, well, it's Sunday coming. I look, anybody can be beat, so beat the Packers. That's the way I look at it. The Packers have lost some people too. There's some starters that aren't playing for them as well. Some things just become a pride thing too. Like is everybody is everybody has the the same fire. You know what I'm saying? At least you're supposed to. You got to suit up. You got to play. The schedule don't stop because your team is not playing. I mean, your guys are injured or whatever. I got a fool in here. I see that. I see that chat. I see it. Good morning to this. Good morning to this guy here. I ain't gonna even do the honor of calling your name. I'm not gonna even call your name, but you know who you are, Mr. Songwriter. I give you that one. I ain't gonna even give you I just use your last name. I call him Mr. And I would use that term very gently and loosely, Mr. Songwriter. Glad you came in to show how ignorant you are. I'm very glad to show that you have got up early in the morning just to start your morning off with foolishness and ignorance. It's great to see you. And forgive me, chat. I'm not going to ignore him. I'm going to give him his shine before he leave and before I block him. You might well go and leave now, songwriter. But I'm gonna shine on you right quick. Because the man with the mic has power. You don't have a mic. I do. And you woke up to show your ignorance and your stupidity. And your racism. But I'm not surprised. We're living in a time now where the racists are showing up big. It's cool. It's cool. I'm glad you woke up. I'm just gonna say it like this. I take the profession away. I want you to know, Mr. Songwriter, that God loves you. But what is a shame, and you are his child, made you. But shame is that you are not showing the characteristics or the DNA of the God, if you believe not, that you have. You are showing the opposite. But I'm not telling you to change. I'm just saying what you look like. You look ridiculous right now. You look real janky. You look real raggedy. And so I hope that you get your life together. And I really don't do internet bullies and all that type of stuff because you're on the internet. You're probably one of the greatest of all time on the internet. You know what I'm saying? You're the heavyweight champion of the world in internet bullying. But I bet you won't say that to nobody's face. I bet you won't. I bet you won't. All right. All right. Let me move on from you because you're wasting my time. There's your thing. We'll holler at you. Don't ever come back, but I'm gonna make sure you don't. Go troll somewhere else. Bye bye. Y'all forgive me for that. I think I got rid of him. I think I did. Hey, songwriter, if you still here, type something in. Joe, racist tail. All right, y'all forgive me for that. But anyway, there's some things that need to happen for me in order to change my view. And if they don't do it this week, then I'm going to have to start leaning on some things because they don't want to do solutions. They either believe in their guys or they're trying to make sure that the draft pick that they have, because the Packers draft pick next year is going to be in the late 20s. It's almost going to feel like an early second round pick. Okay. So in order really for the Cowboys to hit a home run, because we all know the Cowboys love the draft. We know that. Holding on picks and all that type of stuff. But what they didn't count on was that the team would be this bad. And if there's somebody in that building, they'll never get in front of a microphone and say this, but you know it's got to be in the building in people's minds. Like, if we're really this bad, why should we improve it? Why? When it could be that we're on the course, because let's just be honest. If the defense does not change, we're not going to win too many games. We're not. You can't give up 30. You can't give up 1,100 yards over 2 games and then think that you're just going to win a game. I mean, you're putting so much pressure on the offense to score 30 points, 35 points. It's not going to happen like that. It's just not. You can't stop nobody. You're not going to win any games. It's just that simple. And since we know that the Cowboys are not going to make any moves as far as free agency goes, if there is some free agency moves, it's depth pieces. They're not traded for difference makers. I've been one trying to push the idea of go get Trey Hendrickson from Cincinnati. Why did I say that? I said Cincinnati with Burrow going down and going to be out for 3 months. Cincinnati is not going to win a lot of football games. They will have their eyes pointed toward the draft. Trey Hendrickson does not like Cincinnati anyway. He's on his last year deal. You can get him in here. You have to admit that you, of course, that your plan didn't work as far as talking about other pass rushers like we have on the team already. But what you don't have to see is that if you get Hendrickson, you really say we messed up trading Michael. Henderson is a great football player. Henderson is a great football player. Seriously. Huh? So I really would want to know, if I don't see a change. I ain't saying that specific change. That's out. I don't think the Cowboys would do that. You have to get Henderson to even for that deal to work. You would have to get Henderson at least to commit to 2 years. I think that could be done. Of course, you're gonna have to pay him, but I'm just saying if you want to make the team right this year, then those are the kind of moves that you can make right now to say, okay, we showing y'all we don't want to give up on the season. Matter of fact, we're still trying to win. Those are the type of moves I'm talking about. If you're talking about signing guys off practice squads and all that type of stuff, I really don't want to hear that. I'm upset because we let Zion Childress go. Just in case you don't know, Childress is with the Texans now. They claimed him through waivers, and I'm like, why are we even drafting? I mean, if we're gonna keep dangling them in front of waivers and all that type of stuff, just ridiculous, man. But anyway, since I know that's not the case, then here's my view. The only changes that have to be made is it's going to have to come internally. And if we're not doing that, if we're going to run out the same 11 on defense, if we're going to run the same 11 out on defense, then isn't that the definition of insanity? That's my title this morning. I mean, I almost have seen enough, not quite. I still believe that a part of me still believe that the safeties can play better, but even with that, to what extent? You see what I'm saying? I told you guys we had the Philadelphia game, then we had the Giant game, and there was two different defenses as far as I'm concerned. I said that the third game would tell us which really defense we really are. Well, against the Bears game showed us we look like the Giant game defense. We don't look like the Philly defense. So I'm leaning toward that our defense is toward the New York Giants, Chicago Bear defense. If that is the case, obviously some changes need to be made. Let me get into that real quickly because this show ain't designed for full detail. It's just for kind of like skimming the surface. At this point, how many times do we got to keep talking about Sanborn? Sandburn. I mean, Lil Fowl needs to hit the field. I don't. If I'm gonna die, let me die with an athlete. Since we're not gonna go get anybody, let me have that. Overshown is down the line. I can't even count him. We won't see Overshown perhaps until November. And if the Cowboys' record is not bad, I'm saying don't even play Overshown. Let him get a whole year off and then a whole off season. Let him get his body completely together, total, period. Don't even bring him back. So I'm not even counting that. If you talk about Shamar James, the rookie from Florida, okay, I'm trying to figure out why he can't even get on the field. He's a practice squad guy. If you're talking about linebackers, if you're talking about safeties, where you're almost banging your head against a wall, I already know a lot of you want Wanye Thomas. I pushed the idea, at least for Sanborn, on nickel downs or dime defense, that Marquise Bell back a position in the nickel. Why? Because he's done it with us. Dan Quinn had him as an undersized linebacker, and Bell played very well. He can't get on the field because of politics. He cannot get on the field because of loyalty. What is that politics and loyalty? The same loyalty that I've been trying to tell you guys about for years. If we pay you, if the Cowboys pay you, you will play. Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson got paid a couple years ago, and they're in their contract, and Donovan Wilson will not sit down. Malik Hooker, they will not sit that money down, even though that they know that it need to be some type of change or something. It's not going to happen. Jerry Jones, if they pay you, you're going to play. No matter how bad you look, they're not going to sit that money or down on the sideline. It is not going to happen. So for those of you that have a dream of Wanye Thomas playing, a dream of Marquise Bell playing, it might happen, but it ain't gonna happen like you think it's gonna happen. It's just gonna be maybe dressed up in packages, which is fine for me. At least give me that type of step. At least. Just don't have Donovan up there getting torched, Malik getting torched. Sanborn, his mind gets him there, but his body can't. He's not athletic enough. It's obvious that he's not athletic enough. It's obvious that he can't keep up to where he's slow. He cannot do it. His body is just not, he just can't do it. I mean, but if you throw that out there again this week, it's telling me that you're not really trying to make any change. I'm not gonna say you're not trying to win, but it's some things that are just obvious. You have to do some things in order to win. It's obvious some changes need to be made. James Houston needs to be on the field. He's the only one that is generating pressure. Where is Dante Fowler at? Where's Dante? Where's Sam Williams? Where are they? Where's Osa? He got Kenny Clark down there. I thought Osa would begin to shine a little bit more. Osa ain't done nothing this year. Osa ain't got no sack. Osa ain't really generating no pressure. Where's Osa? The guys that you paid and were depending on this season, all that preseason talk about Sam Williams. Sam ain't done nothing. Dante Fowler, a double-digit sack guy. I'm wondering, does he even dress for the game? I'm wondering, does he even dress for the game? So yeah, now you insert in Jadeveon Clowney. Look, Jadeveon Clowney, y'all gonna be unfair to him. He's not a savior. He's really another guy that's kind of like in the same frame of a Dante Fowler, a guy that might can give you somewhere between 6 to 10 sacks, maybe. Good run defender. He's a good run defender. But don't let us bring him in and all of a sudden think that this kid is going to be, the NFC sack leader. It's not going to happen. It's not him. That it'll help, but it don't tilt the world. Okay. It's really what it is. And so Jadeveon Clowney is a change, but I don't know. I'll be fair to Clowney. I'll be fair. Let me see it first, and then I can properly judge. My instinct telling me that it's really not going to be that much of a gigantic difference. I believe it will help, but I don't think it's going to be a gigantic difference. And I really ain't worried about the Packers. The Packers are going to come down here. They're going to be ready to play. They lost last week to Cleveland. They already were going to be motivated anyway because Micah is coming and they want Micah to beat up the Cowboys. And they're going to play hard for Micah, but now they lost as well last week. And now they got a chance. They don't want to go 2-2 by losing to the Cowboys. They feel like they should win against the Cowboys. Everybody's picking the Packers to win. It is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, look, I ain't really worried about the Packers. I'm not. I understand they have advantages. I understand that. I'm just talking about the way we play. Again, I use the reference of the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens have the same record like we got. They're 1-2. But let's be honest, they don't look like no 1-2 football team. There's hope for Baltimore. The expectation is that they're gonna get it together. That's what everybody knows about Baltimore. Seriously. The expectation of the Dallas Cowboys is that it's gonna get worse. They're 1-2 as well. But the situation is that we don't. The hope is leaving out of. Do y'all know the Cowboy fans have already packed it in already? Content creators are. The shows have been low this week. A lot of people don't even want to hear this mess. A lot of people don't even want to hear about it because they're frustrated. Can't blame them. I can't blame them. Seriously. If the bottom line is this, if you're really talking about changes, I heard Schottenheimer talking about it in the press conference. Listen, if I don't see the change, if I see the same guys in and I see very limited snaps with some of these people that internalists, they're not gonna go outside and go get anybody. If it's not done internally, tried, then I may have to start looking how I relate to my audience from the Big Time Show and see how I'm gonna start talking. I'm not about to do mock drafts in week 3. I'm not, because they ain't gonna even get that right, even if they draft. I'm serious. I'm not doing it. I don't quit. I'm not quitting. I don't. So the Cowboys don't win another game, I'm still gonna be on here figuring out how we can win next week. That's just how I'm built. I don't quit. I'm sorry, I don't quit. I ain't built like that. If the Cowboys lose to the Packers, guess what? We'll be 1-3. I'm now trying to figure out how we gonna beat the Jets the very next week. After that, I'm trying to figure out, okay, that's 2-3. I'm trying to figure out how we can beat the Carolina Panthers the following week so that we can become 3-3. That's how I'm built. I ain't quitting. I'm not quitting. I'm not built that way. So while others are packing in, while others are already doing mock drafts, I'm not knocking you. I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm gonna say because I'm not trying to question or dictate your fandom or how you are as a fan. I'm not saying you're wrong for being frustrated. I'm just it's just not me. And so that's how I'm going with it. So I'm trying to figure out how we can beat the Packers. I'm almost at my spot, so I'm y'all may say, well, ain't no way we can beat them. Yes, there is. You line up the ball, anybody can be beat. This is what I'm saying, and I'll get into more details as we get closer to the game. After watching the Packers a little bit on film, just a little bit, and then watching us, this is a game, y'all, because of the way that our defense plays and because of the injuries that we have on the offensive line and CD gone, this is a game that you are going to have to watch this. If you really strategize it right, you're going to have to take the ball out of Dak Prescott's hand. If the Cowboys are going to pull this off, they're going to have to win and dominate time of possession. Can't get into a shootout. Not this week. You can't get into a shootout. Sterling says, I see your comment. Sterling says, is this a trap game for Green Bay? No, only because they lost the trap game last week to Cleveland. They woke now. You finna get some monsters this week. The trap game was last week and they lost. They fell in the trap. Cleveland. Nobody picked them Cleveland to beat Green Bay. That was the trap game. They're not gonna make that mistake 2 weeks in a row. It's not. So no, Sterling, it's not a trap game. They are what they are, very much awake. And I'm quite sure their coach have told them that this week. They're gonna be hungry Sunday night. That that was a trap game. Ain't gonna happen this week. But we going. That's the only way I feel like we can beat them. See, if I'm a defensive coordinator of the Packers, listen, I'm taking out George Pickens. I'm doubling him every play, and I'm saying Jake Ferguson and Jalen Tolbert are gonna have to beat me. That's where we are. I'm not letting George Pickens do anything. All right. So Javonte Williams and whoever else gonna run the ball is really, to me, that's the game plan. We need to run the ball like crazy. If Micah Parsons, one thing about us Cowboy fans, we had Michael for 4 years. We know the weakness. He's not great against the run. Everybody knows this. So what should you do? Run the ball. Rashawn Gary, great player. Run the ball. Green Bay defense is good, though. Number one in the league, if I'm not mistaken. They can't stop the run. Well, you're going to have to because I'm going to shove it down your throat. I don't want to get into a shootout with Jordan Love. I don't think we got the offense for a shootout right now. I don't like, and we already know where the pass rush is coming from. In this game, BB is not playing, Booker is not playing, and y'all say Steele is struggling. So the whole entire center to the right side of my offensive line is questionable. That's where the blitzing is coming from. Michael Parsons knows everybody on that line. Probably done played against him. That he knows where the weaknesses are. You can't play on your heels this game. You cannot have been shotgun the whole game and think that the offensive line is gonna hold up. It's common sense. We got to run the ball. I don't care if it's 9, 10 men in the box. You're gonna have to keep the defense, our defense. We are going to have to keep our defense on the sideline. And we're going to have to keep their offense on the sideline. It is obvious what we need to do this week. It's obvious. I'm not looking for a big game from George Pickens. I'm not. If anybody's going to have a big game, it'll be KaVontae Turpin. I don't think Tolbert don't shake me one way or the other. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to have to be that if we're going to pass it, because they're going to take out Pickens. Pickens may not have but 3 catches this week, if that. He's not CD. He don't know how to beat the double team like CD can. He runs lazy routes. And you just can't throw jump balls every play to him. You just can't do that. So I'm wondering, I hope Shady, I know you're going to have to run the ball. It's just no question. I'll get into more detail with that a little bit later this week, but that's kind of skimming the surface. With the way we've been running offense, we cannot do that this week. That's the bottom line. We cannot. Not this week. Too many injuries, not enough people. Talent level is not there as far as I'm concerned. We can beat them. We just got to execute. Just that simple. All right. Listen, I'm here. Y'all forgive me for that troll that was in earlier. It is what it is. I'll see you guys later this week. Turn on those notifications. Hit that like button as you go out. And I appreciate you guys. This has been the ride and the one and only. I am Big Time. And this has been the Big Time.